What is good, Straw Hat Crew? Welcome back to another video. You gonna have to bear with me. I just woke up, but we gonna get a banger out anyways. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. On today's video, we got The Tragic Downfall of Hub's Life by Cameron. So basically, from a little research I did on Hub's life, apparently it's a TikToker that was doing pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Making pretty decently money off TikTok, I'd say. But he quit his job, and then I'm guessing he's going homeless now. So let's go ahead and look at this situation.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say this straight off the bat. This is gonna be one of my most unemployed videos you guys have ever watched, but I feel like it was just, I just gotta talk about this. This was actually recommended to me from a member in my Discord server, so make sure to go join that up, link in the description. But yeah, it all starts here, right? There's this influencer who goes by the name of Hub's Life. Now, Hub's Life is not just an influencer, he's a lifestyle influencer. And he's a lifestyle influencer who shows off his daily routine, working a 9 to 5. Here's one of his videos. Day in the life of a guy with a 9 to 5. As you can see, pack up and head out for the day. That's one of his staples, slowly putting the MacBook inside the backpack. Senior analyst at a Fortune 500 company. He says he genuinely enjoys what he does.
Okay then. I mean, that seems like a good job. I'm not sure what Fortune 500 means. I'm not really a big business guy, big company guy, but that sounds like a good business. That sounds like he's making decent bread. Let's see what's, you know what I'm saying?
And y'all get the gist. Basically a lifestyle influencer.
Also, this is I always want to say this too. If you ever thought about making content or thought about doing anything, do it, bruh. If you have people that can sit up there and record their like literally their day and get hundreds of thousands of views off of it, you can damn near record anything and get views off of it, gang. You just got to put the work into it. You know what I'm saying? But let's get back to the video.
Showing off his daily routine. Whatever, right? That's cool. Now, some people see his content as depressing. They see his lifestyle and they're like, God, no, I would never want to live like this. This man is stuck in the Matrix. This man's living in a simulation. Which I can understand. The music does make this very depressing. If the music was different, I feel like it'd be less depressing. Like, imagine if this man had Passion Fruit by Drake in the background instead of this. The video would be
20
more of
times
a
less
vibe,
depressing.
but that's besides the point. While many people do see his content as depressing, others found his content very refreshing. I mean, when everyone online is living this extraordinary life with Lambos, mansions, and
I was just about to say that. This is a regular life. This is an 80 to 90% of life for most people. It just what it is what it is. You're gonna get a good job. You're gonna have to wake up every day. Okay. My fucking top just flew off my L8 bottle. It's a twisted top, by the way, guys. But anyways, yeah, you're gonna get a good job. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna support your family working every day, and that's just what it's gonna be for most people. Now, if you don't want that to be for you, you're gonna have to put some work in to change your situation and change that. It's gonna change your trajectory. But you know what I'm saying?
all the finer things. He's over here living a pretty normal life with a 9 to 5 office job. That's 10 times more relatable than most styles of content. And he was also a huge advocate for this 9 to 5 lifestyle. In this video, you can see he says, normalize the 9 to 5 life. Social media portrays a false reality where normal is associated with becoming financially free at age 20 and being your own boss, etc. What I'm saying is, it's okay to
That might not sound normal, but that sound like love, don't it? Chat, you can't tell me that don't sound like love. Financial freedom at 20. I'm living my life at 21 like I'm 60. I'm up. I'm up.
work a normal job and live a normal life. You can still be successful and still be happy, which I agree with. I completely agree with that. I've said this many times on the channel before, but a lot of people will see a 16-year-old with a Lambo and believe that they need to get that when they're 16 or maybe even younger, which is not true because that's just very, very, very unrealistic. Don't get me wrong, it's possible, but that isn't normal and that shouldn't be normalized, you know? And a lot of people think that they're behind in life because they're not the same level as that 16-year-old, when in reality, they're doing just fine. But But here's another video where he says, so it turns out you don't need to quit your job. You don't need to escape the matrix, in quotes. And you don't need to be a millionaire by 30.
I don't like this, chat. I don't like this. I don't like this, bro. I don't agree. I don't agree. I don't agree. I don't think anyone should want to work a 9 to 5 for the rest of their life. I don't feel like you should want to do that, bro. There's just so many other routes. And I'm not even talking about content creation. There's too many different routes for you to want to sit and work a 9 to 5. Like, be a contractor. You know what I'm saying? Be a business manager. I don't know. Be something that doesn't have to do with you sitting at a desk or sitting behind a screen for 8 hours. Besides streaming and, you know, YouTube creation, whatever. But you hear what I'm saying. It's just, I don't feel like that's the way. That's not the meta. And if you do continue doing that, like being in those type of jobs, I just feel like it's gonna, the poor and rich gap is just gonna keep getting wider and wider and wider and wider. So if you're working those type of jobs, it's just not gonna be good.
Either. Turns out the grass is greener where you water it. Use your 9 to 5 to build the life you want. Now keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Use your 9 to 5 to build the life you want.
That's valid.
Hubs Life, he's a pretty big advocate for this 9 to 5 lifestyle, and in most of his videos on IG, I notice he'll also use this hashtag, normalize the norm. And from him being relatable, he's garnered a pretty big audience on TikTok and Instagram.
So like normalizing that 9 to 5, I know I'm pausing a lot. Y'all already know how I get down. I'm not trying to hear that shit. But normalizing a 9 to 5 life, right? But like what he's basically saying, what I'm basically getting from it is work the 9 to 5 to be able to get to afford the things that you want to do. Because if that's what he's saying, then I'm for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm all ready for it. You know what I'm saying? Get you a 9 to 5, get you the shit that you want to have in order to make the life you want to get, right? But don't stay with the 9 to 5. If that's what he's saying. But if he's saying take the 9 to 5 and then even if you make it, still work the 9 to 5, or take the 9 to 5 and just keep working the 9 to 5 forever, and don't try to get out of it. No, I can't get behind it. I can't.
And he continued to create his content, you know, until he got to a point where he didn't need to work his job anymore. So he decided to quit. Last day at my 9 to 5. Yep, you read that right. Today marks the end of an era. I've been struggling for a while now. Imagine working a full-time job, filming that full-time job, editing and posting a video of that job every day for 700 plus days, and becoming a new dad on top of that. It starts to wear on you. You start to show up less in all facets of life. You start going through the motions in everything you do. You start forgetting why you started this in the first place. So I've made this decision based on what's best for myself, my family, and you guys. Today I will be leaving my 9 to 5 to pursue a new kind of 9 to 5. A person often meets his destiny on the road he took to avoid it. That's a nice little quote right there. Now, a lot of people did not take Hubs Life quitting very lightly. In the comments, you can see a lot of people in uproar that he actually quit. You tried to sell us that it's okay to have a 9 to 5 job, and now you're leaving that life because you can escape from it and because of the social media opinions. So
Who wants to work a 9 to 5 for fucking 50, 60 years plus just to get a weak ass fucking maybe 500K pension? Who wants to do that? Nobody wants that. Nobody's trying to clock in every fucking day for the rest of their life so they can get that little weak ass money they can live off of when they turn 60, when they can't do shit, can't move. Like, bro, nobody's trying to do that, bro. Watch out.
Disappointing. This guy spent so much time trying to normalize and glorify the 9 to 5 only to get out of the 9 to 5. Moral of the story is working the 9 to 5 is okay, but the goal should always be to get out of the rat race. So
thank you. That's valid.
Are angry.
Great comment. Great fucking comment.
That he quit. Now, you may be wondering, what is his new profession since he quit this 9 to 5 office job that he had? Well, it's being a full-time influencer. He still does his day in the life videos, except they're less relatable to his audience. And people absolutely hate that. And people are also hating, as you can see, because he was this TikToker glorifying the 9 to 5 lifestyle and that normal life, saying it's completely fine to work, yet he ended up ultimately quitting his 9 to 5 job to becoming an influencer. And videos like this don't help his case at all. When you build a following big enough to leave your 9 to 5, but your content revolves around the 9 to 5, so you can't quit your job, read the caption. And in the caption it says, will you quit your job to do social media full time? I get this question all the time. The answer, no, I wouldn't quit my job to do this full time. I love my 9 to 5 as it provides health, insurance, steady income, 401k, structure, career growth opportunities, etc. I enjoy the people I work with and genuinely like the work that I do. I've been making videos for a very long time as a hobby and passion of mine. I left the 9 to 5 years ago to pursue videography and social media full time for a startup company. I travel 2 to 3 weekends a month filming shows and content nonstop, while also
I'm not gonna lie. I'm still stuck on that. Did y'all really think he was gonna stay at his 9 to 5? What? You thought after he got all the millions of followers, he's gonna stay at his 9 to 5?
filming and editing content throughout the week. Was making less money than I ever had and was working twice as hard. Got to the point of burnout and I started to lose the passion for video I always had. I realized that once my hobby, in quotes, became a job, it wasn't fun anymore. I ended up going back to corporate America and have never looked back. Taking the risk opened up my eyes to the beauty of having a good, stable job. There is something to be said for stability and routine. I started documenting my normal everyday life through this account to serve as my creative outlet to my mundane office job. And now here we are. Moral of the story, you don't have to quit your job to pursue other passions. A 9 to 5 job is just a chapter in your story, not the entire book. Use the 9 to
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. I'm gonna tell the Straw Hat crew one thing right now. When we get up, Straw Hats, we're not going to that domino shit no more. I'm telling you that right now. It's over with. That shit is done.
5 to finance a life you truly want to live. Which I agree. I feel like your 9 to 5 should be used to finance a life you truly want to live.
I agree as well.
That's what you want to do. Let's say you want to be a YouTuber. Hey, use your 9 to 5 to fund that YouTuber lifestyle. And then when you can quit your 9 to 5 to live that YouTuber life, then do that. But in Hub's Life's case, for at least this video, it's a bit contradicting when he's saying he wouldn't quit his full-time job and he loves his 9 to 5 and he genuinely likes the work that he does, then he ends up quitting. I can see why a lot of people are seeing it as a bit contradicting. Here's another video. Why you should stick with your 9 to 5 job. Stability,
benefits, job security, work/life balance, build steady wealth, low risk, and career development. You said where it says build steady wealth. You see where it says build steady wealth, chat? I need build generational wealth right here. So this steady wealth shit ain't gonna cut it. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit ain't gonna cut it. Yeah, no, that's the one part of the shit that's just not gonna cut it. Plus, it's a 9 to 5.
benefits, job
Nobody wants to
security,
work that
work/life balance, build steady wealth, low risk career development. But once again, he says, use your 9 to 5 as a foundation to help you build the life you want. Like, I understand people are mad that he quit his job, but at the same time, like, we can't sit here and act like there weren't any signs. I think what makes it bad though is that he built his whole brand on the motto of like normalizing the 9 to 5s, yet he ended up quitting his 9 to 5. And the worst part is that he's now going live on TikTok and begging for galaxies.
You gotta send a galaxy, bro. I gotta get a galaxy, guys. If I send me something, man. Time making a living. I don't know if I saw a galaxy come through, man. I can't answer any of these. You gotta send me a galaxy, bro. Sam, thank you for the first gift. Roses on deck. I don't know. I think roses are like not a galaxy. I want to answer all these questions, but I really can't right now. Sam, where's the galaxy, bro? I'll answer like 10 questions if you send a galaxy.
This man sounds like a crackhead.
Jesus. Galaxy. Galaxy. Did you say galaxy? I was entertaining a question. You said a galaxy. I mean, he's using the TikTok beggar method. He's been known to work. I mean, we've seen some high-ranking beggars. Yes. We've seen some high-ranking beggars.
Meaning for crack. Yo, let me just get a galaxy, bro. Like, let me just get a galaxy. Like I'll do anything for a galaxy. There's also this rumor going around on TikTok where people think Hubs Life rented out an office and continued to make his 9 to 5 videos, but during the research of this, I didn't find much proof of that. So I'm not gonna say he did. I see a lot of people saying that he did on TikTok, and like, I feel like that's just crazy to say when there's no real proof of that. There's also this Reddit post I found where people think this drama surrounding his name is completely fake. Hot take: Hubs Life created fake drama to grow his brand. Until the last couple of days, Hubs Life views were plummeting. A lot of people turned their backs on him after he abandoned the 9 to 5 to do full-time content creation. Look at the number of views he was receiving a couple of weeks ago versus the views these last few days. His views now are almost comparable to the views he was getting when he...
I don't know if he faked it. I think what happened was he was making content about the 9 to 5 life. He never really wanted to work the 9 to 5 life, but he was like, you know what? This is where I'm at. I'm probably like 30. I'm gonna do a hobby of mine, which is also content creation, but I'm not planning on it to go anywhere. I just want to do it. Maybe it'll take some burnout off me. So eventually he starts doing that. And it builds a following, right? And he starts looking, and he's noticing that his paycheck from his job is maybe not as much as the TikTok paycheck maybe wasn't as much as his job, but it was maybe like 25% of it, 50% of it, you know what I'm saying? Something that's like, oh wow, I can really make some money off this. So he said, well, I can do this, which burns me out beyond belief, or this that slightly burns me up. I'm gonna do this. And he chose the TikTok route, which is, I can't be mad at him for that. Nobody can, for real.
His day job. He knew he needed to do something to fix it, so I'm fully convinced his stunt on TikTok was planned. He knew what would piss people off, and it worked. Views are up again, people are making videos about him and talking about him. He's relevant again, people are engaging with his content more, albeit a lot of negative, but all press is good press. Just my thoughts. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is not a bad theory. This is not a bad theory. I think if that was his goal, to quit his 9 to 5 and get all this drama, I think that was a very good idea. But I wonder how this will work, let's say 3 months from now. Like, how do you keep this up? Because drama is quick, you know? People are on a drama, then they just move on, you know, to the next drama or next issue that's happening. So I wonder, if this were to be true, how would Hubs Life carry this for the next like 2, 3, 4 months?
He would have to do something else. There'd have to be another switch. There has to be some type of another switch between unemployment to maybe, I don't know if he can go the reemployment route again. Like he said, they try to rent out the office space, or he could have maybe just got another job. Who knows? But yeah, I don't know what route he could take. It's gonna put him back on a stable growth rate for his channel.
Or at least year. What's funny is people also think that Hubs Life's wife is tired of him being a lifestyle influencer, or a full lifestyle influencer. The way his wife looks so fed up. You can see she's kind of giving that man like, oh nah, I do not want to be on camera right now. But hey, we got to take into account they're at an airport. Sometimes airports, you go there while you're tired. You're not trying to talk to anybody. You just want to get on that plane and get over to where you're headed. But here's my opinion on the whole situation, right? I understand why people are mad, but if I was in his position, I'd probably do the exact same thing.
And they would do the same thing too, Cameron. They would do the same thing. If they woke up after posting a year on their TikTok account and they seen they shit hit 1.5 million, them niggas are quitting their 9 to 5 too. Even if they were talking about how working at 9 to 5 is cool and how they love their 9 to 5. Like, let's keep it a buck though, like realistically.
A bit differently. Like, at the end of the day, it seems like he quit his job to pursue his passion and be with this kid more. And I'm pretty sure many of us would do the exact same thing. But the major issue with Hubs Life is that people followed him because he was the quote-unquote 9 to 5 guy. And now that he's not working his 9 to 5 anymore, he's not as relatable / interesting to his audience. The content that made him interesting was him working that mundane office job and him saying that it's okay to live a normal lifestyle. And now that that's gone, there's not really much of a reason for his audience to watch him. Even though he's still making the day in the life videos, those are nowhere near close to being as relatable as the videos where he was waking up for his job, tired, yet still going to work. Because a lot of people can relate to that. A lot of people are working a job that they don't like, and they have to get up for it every day to pay the bills. And they saw Hubs Life as like, oh, this guy is just like me. But now Hubs Life is this full-time influencer, and people don't relate to him.
Hey, like, I understand not relating to him, but don't you get the message he just put out though? He took a 9-to-5 situation. He didn't have shit going on. He's like, I don't know how old he is. He didn't have shit going on. He took a 9-to-5 situation and turned it into something where he could be self-employed by just recording his 9-to-5. You're not reading into it enough, guys. Like, he took his situation and flipped it entirely in like 1 or 2 years. Off of just posting videos of him going to work. Y'all ain't looking at it hard enough.
Because he's not the 9-to-5er like he used to be. I don't mean for that to sound like a 9-to-5 is a bad thing, because I don't think 9-to-5s are bad. But y'all get my point. And what makes it even worse is that he's begging on TikTok Live, saying that's how he makes
a living. 9-to-5
which makes it seem
horrible.
like he quit his job just to beg. When in reality, he quit his job because content creation seems like it was his passion, and he also wanted to spend more time with his son. I feel like if his content wasn't so heavily focused on him working his 9-to-5 and saying it's okay to work a 9-to-5, no one would care that he even quit. What makes this situation so bad is that to his audience, it looks like he did a complete 180, and a lot of people just don't like that. What he should have done differently, in my opinion, is maybe find a new content style or series that works that wasn't so heavily focused on his 9-to-5. So when he quit, he could have still made that. But unfortunately, he didn't. And here he is now getting a lot of hate for quitting his 9-to-5. But yeah, that's the unemployed news for the day.
It's kind of like when a streamer goes and like just plays GTA every single day, and then they get a good following, and then like now all they expect is that streamer to play GTA all the time. It's kind of like that.
Let me know what y'all think in the comment section
excuse
below.
me.
That being said, this is going to wrap up the video. If you guys made it this far, I appreciate you. Twitch Cameron WAK, Instagram Cameron WAK.
Oh, with that being said, y'all, I hope y'all liked the video. You know, that was a interesting one. If you ever decide to be a content creator and you decide to quit your job or whatever the case may be, make sure you're financially stable first. Make sure you're, you know what I'm saying, make sure you got your shit in order. But with that being said, catch y'all in the next one.
She call me Luda, bitch, I roll out with my shooters. She wanna fuck me in a Plymouth Barracuda. I got